Okay, let's review graphing inequalities. Graphing inequalities. Remember, inequalities are the less than or greater than. Now, if we have a less than or greater than symbol, we draw an open circle. Now, if you have an equals in the equation, or less than or equals, or greater than or equals, then we use a closed circle. So remember the bar right there, that bar means it's solid. If there's no bar, then it's open. Okay, here are the graphs that we're going to be doing. So let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. I'm just going to zoom in here a little bit. So we have x equals 4. Give yourself a couple spaces. X less than or equal to 4. Couple spaces. X greater than or equal to 4. X greater than 4. X less than 4. So what we'll do with these lines here is draw a line going across. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight, just free-handed if you'd like. Don't forget to put arrows at the ends. And we're going to be going to the number 4. So you know what? I'm just going to put 0 and 4. So you should have just like this. Okay, let's start with graphing the first one, x equals 4. Let's zoom in here. X equals 4, that's just going to be it has a bar. That means it's closed. So I will put a closed circle at 4. And that's it. There's no shading to the left or right. It just equals 4. That's it. Okay, the next one. Let's see, there's a bar there. So at 4, it's going to be a solid. Right? Because anything that has a bar is a closed circle. Now I shade the direction of the arrow. If the arrow goes to the left, I shade to the left. Now sometimes you will see this. Sometimes they'll put X on this side and the number on this side. You may want to write this down so in case you see this. If that's the case, then the arrow, see the arrow's pointing to the X? It will be like this. So the arrow points to the X. So whenever, if you come across a problem that looks like this one, you need to change it so that X is on the left. Instead of X being on the right, put X on the left, but you have to reverse the arrow. And then you just shade with the arrow. But you have to make sure the X is on the left. Okay, the next one, we have greater than, equal to 4. Again, solid at 4. Shade with the arrow. The arrow goes to the right, so I'm going to shade to the right. And it keeps on going, so that's why we put another arrow there. So all the answers greater than or equal to 4 will work. Remember, these are solutions. These are all the answers. 5 will work. 5 will work. 6, 7, 8, etc. And by the way, this could be reversed. It could look like this. Oops, let's see, that's an X. And if that's the case, let's see, it's pointing to the 4, you point it to the 4. So it could be like this one or this way. The next one, let's see, greater than 4, that's an open circle because, remember, open because there's no bar. So there's no bar, so it's open at 4. Draw a circle at 4. Shade with the arrow, points to the right, I shade to the right. Now again, sometimes you may see it reversed. You may want to write that down. And if that's the case, see it's pointing to the 4, you point it to the 4. So either one of these is right. It's just that when you graph it, you want to make sure you put the X on the left side, but you have to reverse the arrow if you do that. And the last one, again, it's a no bar, so it's open at 4. And we shade to the left. The arrow points to the left, you shade to the left. And if I flipped it, you'd have to flip the arrow. Arrow's pointing to the X, I point the arrow to the X. Okay, so if you have this for an answer, switch it over this way. All right, now remember, what we're doing is we're graphing all the answers that will work for here. There's not just one answer, there's many answers. Any number less than 4 will work. And that's why we shaded all the numbers less than 4. But not 4, just the ones less than that. Okay, I'm going to make a quick note on the top right-hand corner. You may want to do the same. If the variable is on the left side, shade arrow direction. As long as the variable is on the left side, shade arrow direction. Shade the direction of the arrow. And that is why in the examples, if it's on the left, shade that direction. If it's on the right, you have to shade the opposite direction. You have to go the other way.